You saw the title of the video and the thumbnail, right? This is gonna be a very polemic video. Seu Cabral ia navegando quando alguém logo foi gritando Terra Vista! E foi descoberto Brasil. I'm sure many of you don't know this, but this jingle was from a commercial from the now unfortunately extinct air company from Brazil called Varig. Those of you who are older perhaps will know about this, and if you know about this company, let me know in the comment section below. I sure do. And this jingle was back in the 1950s, if I'm not mistaken. You might have guessed by this and by the title of this video that we're gonna be talking about the real date of Brazil's discovery. And it will be a juicy theme in terms of digging untold information, just the kind we like. And I almost forgot to say, hello folks, it's me again, Amanda Enderman, your trusty tour guide in the wonders of the wonderful city, also known as Rio de Janeiro. Before I get right on to the theme of the video, I have to remind you that I'm currently offering walking tours through the city of Rio, and all of these tours are described on my website, which the link will be in the description box below, as well as in the first fixed comment. So all you have to do is click there, then text me via WhatsApp, book your tours, and let's get to know the city of Rio in person, folks. With me, your trusty tour guide, of course. Now, without further ado, let's hop right on to the theme of the video. It has been very largely spread fake news ever since roughly the year 2000. I have no idea why. People have been saying that the date of Brazil's discovery, which is actually when Brazil's history begins, as I told you before in the video about the independence of Brazil. No, we don't count from our independence, we count from the discovery. However, people have been mistakenly saying also, even here in Brazil, that it's April 22nd, 1500. Absolutely not! The presumed date has always been April 21st, 1500, not April 22nd. So if any Brazilians tell you that it's April 22nd, they're wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why in this very video. The first evidence of this is in the Pompeian room in the Republican Museum right here in the neighborhood of Catete. This is why I always say you should go outside of the box when visiting Rio and don't just stick to Copacabana, Ipanema, and Leblon. Anyways, in this room, in the ceiling, to be more exact, there are engraved in gold the 4 dates which at the time of the beginning of the Republic, better yet, in 1897, when the Palácio do Catete was turned into the Brazilian Republic headquarters, that they considered the 4 main dates of Brazilian history, which were September 7th, 1822, the date of Brazil's independence, May 13th, 1888, when slavery was abolished in Brazil, November 15th, 1889, and finally, last but definitely not least, April 21st, 1500, not April 22nd. The second evidence is written in the letter written by Pero Vaz de Caminha to the then King of Portugal, telling everything about the discovery of Brazil. Yes, Brazil has a birth certificate, which is this very letter. He says that it was at the hour of Vespers. For those of you who don't know this, there are only 2 hours of Vespers along the day. One of them is before the sunrise, and the other one is before the sunset. By process of elimination and by using good old-fashioned reason, we can safely say that it wasn't before sunset. After the sunset, it would be impossible with the technology available in 1500 to see anything, let alone land in the horizon. So we can safely say that it was a little before the sunrise.
A little before the sunrise? That's 5 and it would be on the 22nd. It's past midnight.
Another common mistake. Studying history and looking at history with the eyes of today. Don't do that. The correct way to study history is to always look at history through the eyes of the people back then. And to the eyes of the people back then, it still was the 21st. People didn't have these fancy digital watches that we have nowadays. You only knew that a new day was beginning either by seeing the sunrise, or if you lived in a well-established city with a church, from the ringing of the church bell, which the first one of a new day was at 6 a.m. Until then, it was still considered the day before. Until the sun rose on the 22nd, it was the 21st. And even more so when you were at sea, you had no bells whatsoever, so all you had was the actual sun.
But Amanda, they didn't discover anything. The natives were already here.
This has nothing to do with it, because discovering doesn't mean inventing, and also discovering doesn't mean landing. Firstly, discovering is merely finding the land. When someone on the ship claims that there is sight of land, this is the discovery. And discovering also doesn't mean that you are the first to discover that, nor does it mean that you are inventing that. Another example of this is Marie Curie, when she discovered radium. She didn't invent radium, it's an element which was always there in nature. She just discovered it. To those of you who are thinking that this is the end of the video, no, it doesn't end there. All of this is already well known. Now is the interesting bit. I have recently heard of a book which I'm dying to get my hands on, which unfortunately, to my knowledge, there is only versions in Portuguese of it. Otherwise, I would be making a video specifically about this book in English as well. Unless there is a version of it in English, there's no point. But according to a journalist called Ulisses Jaroshinsky, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, who wrote the book Brazil in 1342 as discovered by Sancho Brandão. Yes, you heard me right, 1342.
What? Come again?
My exact reaction. According to him, Pedro Álvares Cabral merely came here to officialize a Portuguese possession which already existed since 1342. And this discovery by Sancho Brandão in 1342 is proven by a letter and map which are kept in the Vatican Museum and at the Torre de Belém in Lisbon. Had to be the Vatican again. I think it's their pastime to hide things from us. By the way, between Sancho Brandão and Pedro Álvares Cabral, and this is already a well-known fact nowadays, there is the fact of the coming here to Brazil by Duarte Pacheco Pereira in 1498, and after this he came back to Lisbon and wrote a book about it called Esmeraldo Cito Orbis. This book was also censored for more than 400 years.
But Amanda, why hide something like this? Wouldn't it be good for Portugal to prove that a Portuguese man had discovered land before any other explorer?
Well, there was one minor detail. You see, the reason behind hiding these facts done by King Dom João II and also King Dom Manuel I was due to pressure by Pope Alexander Sixtus, yes, the Borgia Pope again, because he wanted the discoveries made by Jewish explorers to be exclusive of Spain, not any other country. Would somebody tell me, why don't these people just make up their minds? 1 minute they want the Jewish discoveries to be exclusive of them, and the next minute they're expelling Jews from their country. Make up your minds already! Oy vey.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I told you that this video would be a juicy one. Fancy that. Brazil was in fact first discovered by not only one, but 2 Jews. This concludes this video about the actual date of Brazil's discovery, and I hope you liked the video. And if you did like the video, be sure to click that like button, then right after that click that subscribe button, but most important of all, share this video with as many people as you possibly can, so that each time more people may know of the wonders of the wonderful city. And as usual in this channel, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!